Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another summer chillin' video program. And today it's about art and colors and what we can do with our colors and how we can see colors all around us. So you are going to need your scarf a little bit later, your shaker egg. So let's get started. I'm going to put our scarf song on. Let's see. Here we go. Come on. Technical difficulties, isn't that always the way?
Shake your scarves.
Here we go. Ready?
Scarves up, scarves down. Shake your scarves all around. Scarves up, scarves down. Shake your scarves all around. Scarves in, scarves out. Shake your scarves all about. Scarves in, scarves out. Shake your scarves all about. Right knee,
Find your knees.
left knee. Shake your scarves fancy free. Right knee,
Crossing over.
left knee. Shake your scarves fancy free. Right hand, left hand. Shake your scarves with the band. Right hand, left hand. Shake your scarves with the band. On your back, on your tummy. Shake your scarves nice and funny. On your back, on your tummy. Shake your scarves nice and funny. Scarves up, scarves down. Put your scarves on the ground.
Get ready to clap. Very good. Let's switch over CDs before I close it up. There we go. Okay, so we are ready for our first story. And our first story is The Art Garden by Penny Harrison. Combining art and, of course, one of my favorite things, gardens. Let's see. More than anything, Sadie wanted to be an artist. And we can all be artists. All of us have the ability. She loved playing with color and finding patterns in unusual places. She wanted to capture the little things she saw in the world. Sadie's best friend Tom was an artist. When Tom painted, Sadie's heart smiled. She watched his brush dance across the page, swishing and swirling into shapes and stories. Sometimes Sadie felt she was inside the pictures, battling outlaws or swimming with wild swans. It made her want to be an artist even more. What if she couldn't paint as well as Tom? What if she couldn't make a picture come alive the way he did? One day, Sadie decided to paint a flower. She picked up the paintbrush and the color slipped and slurped across the page. But her flower didn't look as beautiful as the real thing. So she glared at her brush and went to pick daisies. Next, she tried to paint a cake. She picked up the paintbrush and the color splattered and splodged across the page. But it looked more like a mud pie. So she screwed up the paper and went to plant daffodils. Tom came to find her. Together they romped through the garden. They chased tadpoles in the shallows. They baked cakes and decorated them. Sadie felt her heart was smiling. But then Tom returned to his painting, and Sadie's dream to be an artist grew strong again. So she picked up the paintbrush and tried to paint her best friend. But she tripped on the easel and ended up painting herself. Something I would do. Trip on an easel. Sadie wailed. She climbed her favorite tree and refused to come down. She wondered if she would ever be an artist or if she should just stick to gardening. Pretty high up in that tree. For a long time, Sadie stared down at the garden. And then she saw it. The flowers began to dance in her mind, swooshing and swirling into shapes and stories. Sadie clambered down and picked up the paintbrush one more time. She started scratching in the dirt. Next, she scattered some seeds, pansies for the cakes she loved to bake, violets for the color in Tom's paintings, and forget-me-nots because Tom would always be her best friend. Then she waited. Slowly, the seeds grew. Together, Sadie and Tom romped through the garden. They chased tadpoles in the shallows. They baked cakes and decorated them. Each day, the seeds grew a little more. And when Sadie saw her work of art bloom for the first time, her heart smiled. There she is, Sadie, her guinea pig, and her beautiful art garden. So there is an artist in all of us. We might not paint as well as some other people or draw a picture as well as some other people, but we can see the beautiful colors and we can create using other things. This week, our flannel board story is I Have a Crayon. So if you get your paper out and you get your crayons, and then when you see and hear that crayon, you can hold it up, okay? Let's see. I have a crayon. I'll give it to you. Here is my crayon of blue. Is everyone holding up their blue crayon? I have a crayon, a lovely little fellow. Here is my crayon of yellow. Did you find your yellow crayon? I have a crayon. It's here near my head. Here is my crayon of red. I have a crayon. We can draw a circle. Can you draw a circle? I have a crayon, my crayon of purple. I have a crayon. What do I see? Here is my crayon, an orange one for me. I have a crayon, the best I've ever seen. Here is my crayon of green. Very good. Did you find all your colors and hold them up? Put that up to the side. Okay, so our next story is Bear Sees Colors. This is by Karma Wilson. I love her books. I love all her bear books. We have a lot in the library, so you should come and check them out. Let's see. Mouse and Bear are walking. They chitter-chatter talking. So much for them to do. And the bear sees, what do you think? Blue. Blue flowers by the trail, blueberries, blue pale. Blue, blue everywhere. Can you spy blue with bear? See all those blue things? Along the trail hops hare. Howdy ho there, mouse and bear. Hare points up ahead, and the bear sees... What color do you think? Red. Red blossoms, red cherries, red juicy raspberries. Red, red everywhere. Can you spy red with bear? Badger's at the pond with his old galoshes on. Look there, Badger bellows, and the bear sees yellow. Dippy, stippy, drippy, sticky, oh so yummy, honeycombs with yellow honey. Yellow, yellow everywhere. Can you find it just like bear? See those yellow honeybees? Gophers out with mole. They are on a little stroll. Bear spots them by the stream, and the bear sees green. Green mint for making tea. Green and tasty sweet peas. Green, green everywhere. Can you spy green with bear? Let's turn that page. Raven, owl, and wren lay a picnic in the glen. The friends all gather round, and the friends see, what do you think? Brown. Chocolate cake, brown and sweet. Brown cookies, such a treat. Brown eyes, brown hair, friendly, fluffy, brown bear. Colors, colors everywhere. Can you find colors just like bear? I bet you can. And you know, sometimes colors change. If the sun is out, things might have a different color to them. When it's raining, it's a little gray, a little darker. And when you look outside, things look a little different and the colors are a little different. In your packet this week, you have, let's see, little baggie, and there are some sort of like plastic colored sheets in your bag, as well as looks like magnifier glasses. So what you can do, put a little glue on one, put one of your colored papers, and then glue another magnifying glass to the other side. Then when it's all dry, you have to wait for it to dry. I know it's so hard to wait sometimes. Then when it's dry, you cut around it and you will have, let's see, blue. If I could hold up some paper. So there's blue, yellow, and red. And these are called primary colors. So every color out there has at least one of these colors in it. And when you start laying them on top of each other, you'll find other colors. So yellow and red make orange. I don't know if you can see that little bit of orange between them. So just play around with these and see what colors you make when you start mixing them together. I can see green in the middle. Can you see green? So those are your little color discs. And you can create your new colors with them. Like I said, those are called primary colors, and every color in the world has at least one of those colors in it. Okay, so our next story, I'm not really going to read it, but I am going to tell you about it because this goes along with our art program. We should do our egg shaker song first. So let's get our egg shakers out. Okay, let's put that song on. You have your egg shaker, get our song on, and then we'll go back to our art project. Okay, let's see. Miss Wendy, put the right one on.
Let's all shake our eggs. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's shake them all day our feet. Let's all stomp our feet. Let's all stomp our feet. Let's jump them all day long. Now let's all jump up and down. Let's all jump up and down. Let's all jump up and down. Jump up and down all day long. Shake your shakers up high. Shake your shakers down low. Shake your shakers real fast. Shake your shakers real slow. Shake your shakers real loud. Shake your shakers real low. Just shake them all day long. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's shake them all day long. Now let's all stomp our feet. Let's all stomp our feet. Let's all stomp our feet. Let's stomp them all day long. Now let's all jump up and down. Let's all jump up and down. Let's all jump up and down. Jump up and down all day long. Shake your shakers up high. Shake your shakers down low. Shake your shakers real fast. Shake your shakers real slow. Shake your shakers real loud. Shake your shakers real low. Just shake them all day long. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's all shake our eggs. Let's shake them all day long. Now let's all shake our bodies. Let's all shake our bodies. Let's all shake our bodies. Let's shake them all day long. Let's shake them all day long. Let's shake them all day long. Woo!
Good job. Okay. We'll do that again next week. Let's flip out our discs again. Okay, so back to our art project. Don't know how many of you are familiar with the story Mouse Paint by Ellen Stoll Walsh. It's about 3 little white mice who get into some naughty trouble. They find some pots of paint, green, yellow, blue, and red, and some white paper. And then the fun begins. They jump into the paint and they get covered in paint, and then they start mixing paint and discover other colors. Of course, in the end, they do wash themselves off because, you know, if they're white up against the white paper, the cat won't see them. So we do have this book at the library too if you want to check it out and read it at home. But in the meantime, you can do your own mouse paint project. No paintbrushes this week because this is finger paint. So you're just going to dip your fingers in all the paint and smear it over your mice. So here is your paper. And it says red and yellow make, yellow and blue make, blue and red make. So you have your 3 white mice. Kind of like the song 3 Blind Mice. 3 white mice. Let's see, their tails are sticking together. Oopsie. Tails are sticking together. Let me put those off to the side. So at first they're white, they're blank. Then you're going to dip your fingers in some maybe blue paint and smear some blue paint on, and then dip your fingers in yellow paint and smear that on and see what you come up with. And then another one you can do is blue paint with red paint, and then my yellow and red paint. I think this is my favorite one out of the 3 of them. I love how there's a little bit of orange there. So just use your fingers and smear your paint around. It's finger paint, so it's safe, won't hurt you, and it washes off. Okay, also in your bag this week, have a little bibliography, The Artist in Me, about other kids or animals who like art. These books are in the library, so you can come in and get those, or Mom or Dad can phone them up and we'll set them aside for you. And your recipes this week really aren't to eat. They're safe, they won't hurt you. Cornstarch finger paint recipe. So if you run out of finger paint, you can just whip up some more. And flour finger paint. So there's 2 different finger paints. And in the bottom of one of them it says, flour versus cornstarch, what do you think is really better? And your other recipe, let's see, where do I have? Oh, 3 ingredient puffy paint. Again, well, this one has shaving cream. These ones are all food things. This one has shaving cream. All lots of fun though. And not really messy because they all clean up, all the color washes away. So that's about it for this week, my little friends. Next week, we're going to have some truck stories, so please join me again, and we'll get out our big rigs and have a little trucking fun. In the meantime, I'm going to put our song back on, get your scarf out, and we are going to do our final scarf song. Let's get that set up. Let's see. Okay.
Scarves up and down and around. The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. Up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. The scarves are softly floating, release them up in the air. Catch, the scarves are softly floating, release them up in the air. Catch, up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. Release them up in the air, watch them float to the ground. Release them up in the air, watch them float to the ground. Sing it! Up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. Up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. The scarves are softly floating, release them up in the air. Catch, the scarves are softly floating, release them up in the air. Catch, up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. Release them up in the air, watch them float to the ground. Release them up in the air, watch them float to the ground. Up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around.
Well, that's it, my little friends. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. It won't be too hot, it won't be stormy, and you can get outside and enjoy the great, fabulous summer. Until then, take care, listen to Mom and Dad because you know they love you. Bye-bye.